In Brock and Hard Play segment tonight, President held a rare press conference today after his remarks on gun control.
I have asked the Vice President to lead an effort that includes members of my cabinet and outside organizations to come up with a set of concrete proposals no later than January.
But here's the rub. Vice President Biden, very liberal guy. Can he be objective in this emotional debate? Here now, Monica Crowley and Alan Combs. Combs, before we get to this, you know, Barack Obama's your guy, big supporter of him. Yeah. If I'm president of the United States, and I believe if you're president too, we pick up the phone and we call the Mexican Presidente Nieto, and we say, you know, I just need a favor. I need a favor. I need you to get this guy out now. Yeah. Send your squad of military people there. You sign an order, a decree, humanitarian. They'll take him out, drive him across the border. We can get that done in about 2 hours, can we not?
You know, you make a very good point, but how do you know that's not happening? For example,
we know it's not happening because Jay Carney said yesterday to Ed Henry, and he knew Buffett's about it.
All right, Carney may not have been in the loop on that, but the senator who you just had on seems like he is, and he may know something.
But the senator is a senator, and the president is a president. This guy's been rotting down there since August, okay? And Barack Obama, as far as we can tell, doesn't even know about it. And Hillary Clinton, I guess she passed out somewhere. Is she unconscious somewhere?
Hillary Clinton? Bill, I think
she can't testify in front of them.
That's why. Are you suggesting that she faked did she fake a concussion to avoid testifying in Benghazi?
I don't know where she is.
Her of that?
Look, if she's in the NFL, I wouldn't let her play. But I think she can make a phone call.
Well, wait a minute. Is she faking this? She's faking a concussion?
Can I just make one quick comment on this? Because the buck seems to stop nowhere.
I am so angry about this, you can't even imagine.
I know. And look, with this administration, the buck seems to stop nowhere, whether it's on Fast and Furious or Benghazi or this.
Oh, come on.
The president
this is easier than that.
Mr. Hammer, Corporal Hammer, is a U.S. Marine. Barack Obama is the commander-in-chief. He should be intervening.
You don't know that he's not.
Well, if he is, we don't know about it.
Because he doesn't send a report to everything he does every second.
But all he had to do was go out and say, you know, I'm concerned about this, and I'm doing what I can.
And it might be in play right now.
Okay, but he should have said it, because he has authority to say it. All right, Joe Biden. Here's my problem with this, both of you. There's going to have to be consensus for anything to get done. All right, any kind of gun legislation, tightening up any laws, it's going to have to be consensus because that's our government. House of Representatives controlled by the Republicans. You put Joe Biden in, who's a very left-wing guy, an anti-gun, in charge of shaping this, and right away you alienate almost everyone who opposes. And I don't understand why that's happening here.
Well, look, elections have consequences, right? You've got a president, vice president, very liberal guys, espouse very liberal policies. The main reason Joe Biden was chosen to head up this task force bill is because he wrote the original 1994 crime bill that contained the original assault weapons ban. So this is what we are going to end up getting. The president today talked about a couple of things. Assault weapons ban. He talked about limiting magazines, very specific about that.
I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that now because we'll see how it shapes out. Whenever I hear the word, Combs, comprehensive or complex, and I got a letter, and I'll read it later on, I know they ain't got to do anything. As soon as I hear comprehensive, it's like, good night, everybody, let's turn those lights off right now.
Can I just, you say, okay, so Biden's a liberal guy, so we have to question whether or not he'd be the right guy to lead it. So a conservative person would be better?
Combs,
everybody's got an opinion.
You misquoted me, and you're spinning it out. In order for anything to get done, as I said, and I'll say it slower now so you can pick it up.
Please.
In order to anything to get done, the other side, the Republicans, are going to have to sign on. Right. If you put a known anti-gun zealot in charge, you alienate the other side right away.
I'm not sure I would call Joe Biden an anti-gun zealot. Is Mike Bloomberg an anti-gun zealot?
Yeah,
he's not a far-left liberal.
But Mike Bloomberg is an anti-gun zealot. He absolutely is.
Bloomberg is talking about some very sensible things we should be able to do.
But he's an anti-gun guy. He's anti-16-ounce drinks, and he's anti-assault weapons.
I'm with you on the 16 ounces.
Well, look, I told the mayor, I said, you pour the drink in the gun, and you can't fire it. That's what you do. Yeah,
right.
But only 16 ounces at a time.
Combs, no matter how brilliant my points are, you're not going to see them, and I understand that. All right, now going forward, you're willing to compromise. You're about as far right. The old cliche is it Till of the Hun? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
but you're willing to compromise, right?
Reasonable restrictions.
And
which
give me
is what
give me
I think
one that you
have.
would.
Okay,
so you don't want anything new.
Look, Bill, the gun control laws kicked in this case. This kid went to try to buy a gun, and the gun control laws prevented him from buying a gun.
No pontificating. Is there anything that you would say, I'm for that we don't have now. Anything.
Not at this
Nothing.
moment. No. Not
okay.
at this moment, because I think we have enough gun control laws that aren't particularly enforced. You can't prevent every crime by every evil person
I
from
think we
taking
can
place.
tighten up a lot of things. I want one from you. What would you do?
Background checks on everybody who buys a gun as quickly as possible. We only, as Bloomberg points out, only half people who buy guns ever get background checks.
All right. So you want background checks by whom? Who does it?
Well, you'd have a national registry. And
but who's in charge of that? Do you have another
Joe
Bureau of
Biden
Tobacco
would
and
make me
Alcohol
happy.
and
No, I
Firearms,
mean,
FBI? Who does it?
You would have someone, you would appoint someone.
Just appoint someone.
Well, I don't have a name in my head. You want me to nominate somebody right here?
Very well thought out.
You asked me what should be done. I did.
We'll get.
You want a 5-point plan? I mean, you want me to write a white paper on it?
I wanted one, and I got someone.
There was a brand new Gallup poll released today.
Yeah.
The American people, the majority of the American people want more police in schools. They want more mental health screening and intervention, and they want to look at the violence in the culture. Way down the list was an assault weapons ban.
Okay, guys. Thanks very much.